Brian the Geek here, and today I'm going to be going over an interview with Hayden Christensen that just dropped a couple hours ago on Screenrant, seeing what he said, talking about it, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright, so it starts off with a fun little question. Screenrant asks, whenever you're paired with Ewan, the interviews always start with people saying, "Hello there." I'm very curious what your line is. What is the line that you get most from fans? And Hayden says, I don't have a hello there line. What line I do get most from fans though, I think "May the Force be with you" is probably the one I get the most, which is nice. I'm happy with that because there's a nice sentiment to it. And that's really true is, Anakin / Vader doesn't really have that, classic hello there kind of line like Obi-Wan does. Obi-Wan's much more the crazy quippy one. Anakin tended to be more sort of the straight man. Not always, but sometimes, he just doesn't really have those one-liners, those zingers, things like that Obi-Wan does. But, it's cool that Hayden digs, "May the Force be with you." Then they ask, this is a limited series. Do you feel this is your only time revisiting Vader? Or do you feel like, as you would say, this is where the fun begins? And Hayden says, I don't know, I can't answer that question. I certainly would love to continue with this character, and I feel there's more there to do, but we'll see. And personally, I think this is actor speak for, there's more stuff coming. There's been a lot of really heavy rumors that he is going to feature in some way in the Ahsoka show, very likely as a Force ghost, maybe in some flashbacks to the Clone Wars. I don't really know what Dave has planned, but there have been a lot of really, really heavy rumors about Hayden appearing in that show. Now, obviously, all these rumors have to be taken with a grain of salt. We had a lot of rumors about characters showing up in Book of Boba, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Anakin is going to have to play some kind of role in the Ahsoka show, and I personally would not be surprised in the slightest if we get some sort of Vader show in the future or something like that. I feel like since Hayden is so down to play this character, it would be incredibly, incredibly stupid and honestly fiscally irresponsible for Disney not to make a Vader show or not have Vader appear in other shows or even movies. And then Screenrant asks, is there anything that you're particularly interested in? We've seen you as Anakin making the shift into Vader, but we really haven't seen you as Vader, full dark side, and it's been awesome to see. And Hayden answers, oh yeah, in preparing for this, I did as much research as I could, and I got to read some of these Darth Vader comics, these standalone comics that just focus on Darth Vader, and there's some really interesting stuff there. I don't know though, but I'd love to do this again. And again, Hayden he wants to be Vader. He wants to do this again, He gave up acting pretty much after, not directly after Revenge of the Sith, but he did a couple other movies and then basically gave up acting after that. And now he's back and he seems to really be embracing Anakin Skywalker, which for me is cool. Some people are really upset that he's not featuring a ton in the Obi-Wan show. I'm personally okay with it. I don't mind that he's just in the Vader suit or, in the bacta tank. I don't necessarily need tons of deep, deep Anakin in this show, but I would absolutely be over the moon if we got a lot more Vader, if maybe we got, a deep character dive at some point, maybe one that takes place, not long after Revenge of the Sith or, even around the same time period, but I'd absolutely love some more Vader. Then we get into a really interesting question. We know James Earl Jones is being used. Are you doing any of the voice at all? Is it a combo of you two or anything like that? And Hayden answers, the voice is James Earl Jones. And that was always just integral to the character. Very interesting. So Hayden is not doing any of the voice. There's been a lot of speculation. Is it a mixed voice? Is Hayden doing the lines and then it's being modulated with, the voice AI? What's going on there? But it seems that it's James Earl Jones with the voice AI. Hayden is not actually recording any of the Vader lines. Very interesting. And Hayden goes on, yeah, such an iconic voice. How my voice is used? I don't want to give anything away, but I think they have incorporated my voice a little bit here and there. That's also interesting. It will be very interesting to see in the next 2 episodes what that looks like, because up to this point, I don't think there's really been any Hayden, especially from what he said. It all sounds like a much younger James Earl Jones, thanks to the AI technology. So we may either get a little bit of flashback, or we may get, you know, Vader's helmet broken like it was in Twilight Apprentice when Vader was dueling Ahsoka. You know, there could be something like that where they mix the voice a little bit, or maybe somehow he gets his helmet completely off. I don't know, but I'll be really interested to see if that comment actually comes to any sort of fruition. And then they ask, what's the #1 thing that you would do if you had the Force? I think about this on a daily basis. I would get my remote. What would you do? And Hayden replies, oh, I don't know. Certainly Jedi mind tricks. That would be a good power to have. And they joke, get out of speeding tickets, and Hayden's like, yeah. And I mean, again, you know, fun question, not really anything deep revealed, but Jedi mind tricks would be pretty awesome. And then they ask, when you go to the grocery store, do you do the thing that I do where you pretend that you open the doors? And then Hayden replies, I think I've done that maybe a few times. Just to make myself chuckle. I know, I'm pretty sure it's Ewan McGregor like does that. I think it's Ewan McGregor does that a lot. So it doesn't sound like Hayden does as much. And then they ask, I think it's really cool that you're revisiting Anakin and Vader at the same time that Natalie Portman is going back to the Thor franchise. I'm curious if you've seen photos of her as Mighty Thor. And Hayden says, which cracks me up, no, I haven't. She's playing Thor? I knew that she was in the Thor movies. You know, I guess Hayden's just kind of out of touch with kind of what's going on in the Thor franchise. On this channel, I don't really have any desire to go into Marvel at this point. There's just so much Marvel, and it's not really my first love, but I think that's funny that Hayden's not even aware that she was going to be like female Thor in Thor Love and Thunder. And then, you know, Screenrant says she's going to be Thor. She's going to have the power of Thor. She looks amazing. And Hayden says, oh, cool, amazing. Yeah, she's an incredible actress. So, you know, it's nice that Hayden's supporting Natalie Portman. We all love Natalie Portman. Or is that just me? Am I the only one who loves Natalie Portman? I don't know. I'm just going to leave that there, guys. And then, you know, they end the article. They say, amazing. Thank you so much. May the Force be with you. And Hayden says, may the Force be with you. And I'm just going to end this video by saying, may the Force be with you. I'll catch you in the next video.